Okay then, Raiders, we are back. We've got loads to go over today as community managers are running rampant inside of the Discord right now, confirming changes such as Triggernade nerfs and Kettle changes. This is absolutely ginormous news as we're running towards Tuesday the 6th being the next patch update coming in for the game. We've also got full confirmation that the studio is going to be back at work as of next week, so we're going to dive into everything that we've got happening right now, and it appears that the R-Force are in full force with some new methods running in play. We're going to be going over everything you guys need to know in the video today. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be so greatly appreciated. Make sure that you check out our incredible sponsor, Gamer Subs, the company that offer esports athletes and gamers with the most effective and healthy energy drink option. And as of the 9th of this month, we are now launching our brand new Gatorade, the creatine to support the brain health, cognition, and mental energy during fatigue or sleep deprivation. It also has key electrolytes to stay hydrated, so much more. So make sure you check those out via the link in the description and use code CloudPlays at checkout for a cheeky discount. And we're running a giveaway on the channel that will be announced on Tuesday with the patch update. If you guys want to get involved with that, it's very, very simple. You get your hands on a free copy of the game or some Raider tokens if you've already got it, and all you have to do is head down to the comment section and put any coloured love heart and it'll enter you in. It's so damn simple, and we'll announce it on Tuesday. With that being said, let's dive into the game and see what's happening right now inside of our graders. So obviously it's been the Christmas break, and over the festive season the development team have been away. Although now they are back, they are starting to look at weapons and how they are being affected inside of the game. Somebody was asking for weapon balancing from the devs, and they are pretty much urging it along, and CM Lily actually stated that we're looking into some weapon changes. Now, this was a beautiful confirmation to know that we are going to be getting some balancing coming up very, very soon. Although CM Lily actually managed to slip through the crack and let us know a bit more of a detailed version of what it was that was happening, as somebody asked if they could give specifics with regards to if the kettle was going to be changed in any way during this balancing run through. And CM Lily states, I can actually, the team's looking into kettle changes. Now, this doesn't confirm that it is going to be happening on Tuesday the 6th, which is likely to be when the next patch update comes in, because the development team will be back at work, but it does mean that it is likely to come in at some stage or another. There is another hard-hitting one though, which is the Triggernades. People were saying that they have to wait a whole week to wait for a possible update on them, and why can't they be more proactive about balance with regards to the game? Clearly a major disconnect with that one is what they are claiming, and CM Lily actually states that the team's looking into some changes for the Triggernades. Now, they've been really careful on their wordings up until this point to make sure that we just talk about mainly changes and not really talking about nerfs or buffs, although CM Lily went in a little bit further with regards to the Triggernades and stated that the team's looking into some nerfs, including Triggernades. Keep an eye on the game announcements for updates. Now, there are obviously a very big thing around this because they are looking into nerfs. Now, obviously, this is a competitive PvP situation with regards to this game, so it obviously makes a bit more sense that the weapons are definitely balanced. There is likely to be a bit of a change with the fire rate on the kettle, just down to the basis of the macros and actually having trigger stoppers if you guys are running on controller. It is a bit of a nightmare though, because they talk primarily about nerfs. I have not seen a single comment with regards to any buff that happens inside of this game, and if you guys have been in the gaming industry as long as I have, you'll know full well if they make a patch focused primarily around nerfs, then it is a very, very dangerous ground to be on. That's for damn sure. So fingers crossed we actually get a bit of a change up on that, and there is some positive offsets to the nerfs that they're talking about with regards to the kettle and the Triggernade. If we can get some positive offsets, then maybe some other weapons may become a little bit more viable. But when is this patch actually going to come through? People were asking on New Year's Day whether they were actually going to be able to receive it and if there was anything coming very soon, and Embarkosen stated, let us just be hungover today. Now, obviously, we know that Tuesdays are now the prevalent days, not on Thursdays, so we're likely to receive something on January 6th, which is next Tuesday coming up. And what kind of confirms it a little bit more is somebody was stating inside of the Discord itself that it's nice to see them back in the office. I got a big to-do list for you guys to crack on with, and CM Bailey, one of our community managers for Art Graders, actually states, nah, team's back next week. Now, this was on the 1st of January that this was actually pushed out just 2 days ago, meaning that next week being Monday the 5th would be a relevant day for the studio to actually roll back into play. And if you guys know Swedish developers, then it's obviously around that time period that everyone starts coming back and the work starts reissuing. And based on how it is that their update cadence goes, with it being a Tuesday, the likelihood is that they'll come in on the Monday, they'll sit down and do their meetings, they'll go over everything that they're changing for that week, the patch will go live on Tuesday, and then they've got through till Friday to be able to actually issue any changes off the back end of anything that breaks on that. Essentially meaning that the Swedes really enjoy their weekends, so they don't like having to work over them. Therefore, all of the changes will be issued out in the week. Fingers crossed that we actually managed to receive a decent patch update for that one, because I actually think it's really important that we see some new balances and a bit of a meta switch up with regards to the game. I don't think that for a lot of PvE games it's really too important, but for games like this where PvP is such a heavy point of what that is that they've built, that there is a bit of a switch up on what weapons people can use, and it makes it feel new, it makes it feel fresh. Although most of the time it's not, it does make it feel the case. So if you guys could pick any meta of a weapon that you'd want to be able to be the prominent weapon inside of the game, which one would you want to be able to run the most? Let me know in the comments section below. Talking about your ideas though, and what it is that you guys would want, we decided to jump into the Reddit today to take a look at some new concept arts of things that you guys have been building, and there was a petition to have a new item called a raider decoy. Now this looks hilarious. It's essentially like a padded fabric version of a raider that's stapled down by a rope and padding. This looks absolutely awesome, and I think that it already is in the game via the tumbleweed, as top comments actually issue inside of that Reddit post. I think that they nailed that one down. The tumbleweed is definitely the raider decoy, but I think that having something like this would be very, very helpful if you're getting shot down in a lane and you are pretty much pinned down into a corner. Putting down a raider decoy so that people think that you're still there would be hilarious while you do the switch around and go ahead and get down a different lane to get behind them maybe. I think it would be really, really cool, and it's an idea that I would really love for them to work on. If this is something that you guys would want, let me know via the comment section. But if you've got some new ideas, then again, let me know via the comments, man. I'd love to see what it is you guys are working on. And if you want to get into the Discord and start posting some things in there, I'd love to be able to react to some of your concepts at some point this year. And finally, we've got to talk about something huge in the scene right now, which is the R-Force. This was posted up around a month ago, but this is absolutely huge that this is now becoming sort of like a factioned game. We obviously have a lot of the streamer wars that have been happening, and there's been a lot of talks about all of that sort of stuff, but it's quickly becoming one of the most organized and tightly bonded factions in Arc Raiders, where it's just like another group or another movement, if you want to call it that. Whether it's escorting newcomers, defending against ambushers, or standing up against the underdogs, the R-Force are here to change the battle dynamic. Now, this is absolutely hilarious, as this was around 21 days ago, but I have recently seen quite a lot of people in-game starting to run this narrative. I think it's incredible, I think it's hilarious, and the fact that this game is running faction-based without actually having any factions inside of it, just for me speaks volumes on how big this game could genuinely be once it's fully optional and they've actually gained everything that they wanted to via the size that it's gained in. I think it's hilarious, man. But if you would like to do stuff like this, then let me know if you want to see factions inside of the game. Now, in our last video with Arc Raiders, we spoke about the exclusive backpack, secret skins, and so much more, where there was a lot of info last week with regards to it. Considering everyone was on holiday, we actually had loads to speak about. And you guys had your top comments that are right here. This first one right here is coming from Brian that states, "Tonight, I'll be on the hospital roof on Buried City with 10 firework boxes, flutes, firecrackers, and glow sticks for anyone who wants to show up to." Now, I absolutely love this, and this for me is probably one of the biggest things inside of the game. Over the Christmas period, people were just dropping glow sticks around Buried City, and it was lighting up the place as if you just had Christmas decorations everywhere. Although they weren't in the game, the players were making them. And right here is a prime factor that, as one of the top voted comments, that you guys wanted to do your own firework night for New Year's Eve. Hilarious, man. I absolutely love this community, dude. I love this community. Next up, this one right here coming from Leighton states, "I would love to see an oversea map, like a massive oil rig that could stem into underground caves." Now, the idea of an oil rig is genuinely something I can see them doing. Having something that is oversea, so you can't really like venture too far out, but it's limited based on the structure that's over the ocean itself, really could work really, really well. They'd obviously have to be a very, very, very large oil rig, almost like having a Stella Montis built on top of the ocean borderline, and you can just venture around the outside. But you never know, man. We could see something like this come into the game at some point soon. There's definitely room on the map for it. There is most definitely room on the map for it. It would just have to expand a little bit over time. Although apparently, based on things that I've heard in the community, there is around 12 maps total by the time this game is at full capacity, or at least based on the development process that they're at the moment. I would love to see an oversea map with like an oil rig, man. I think that would be really cool. And finally, this one right here from Lazarus states, I want a map that is sprawling density, but completely overtaken by trees, vines, etc. The entire map is you maneuvering between buildings and zipping across rooftops. Perhaps the streets are flooded, so you need to take bridges across a concrete jungle engulfed in an actual jungle. This is almost like that apocalyptic vibe, right? So if you guys have ever watched I Am Legend, it's almost like that whole vibe of the main city that's just been engulfed in vines and trees, and it's all like secluded. This one would obviously have a bit more of a flooded bottom to it as well, so that you wouldn't be able to just walk across the roads. You'd have to go across bridges and zip lines and be able to maneuver that way. I think it makes it quite difficult for like hiding and actually avoiding other players, but I'm sure they'd be able to work something out with smaller buildings on top of other buildings. The way that the structures could actually operate could genuinely make this be one of the better maps inside of the game. Not only that, but the way that they actually do it could genuinely be so damn cinematic that the viewpoints could be exactly what it is that Arc Raiders uses right now. It would be perfect. I really like that idea, but I want to give a massive shout out to all of you guys that commented on the last video. Thank you so much for getting involved. If you guys want to, hit the comment section and the top voted comments will be in the next video coming up tomorrow. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. Thanks again for watching, guys. I appreciate you all. And as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.